Hi Gemini, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. And this is your monthly forecast for January 2013 and an overview of 2013 as well. Happy New Year, Gemini. We start this month with a focus on a part of your chart that has to do with intimacy, inheritance, alimony, taxes, insurance, shared resources, and they would also be focused on spiritual, emotional, and physical support as well. Death, rebirth, transformation, and how it is that we manage our most intimate relationship is something that is highlighted. We have Sun, Mercury, and Pluto that are going to be transiting through this part of your chart. Now, Gemini, this is not really a planet which speaks about a lot of action. This is also a time where you try to get in touch more with your higher consciousness, with your psyche. You get more spiritual. You also look at the way that you are sharing your resources. Are you transparent enough when you're dealing with your closest partners? So is the wealth being shared fairly? Are you manipulative emotionally? Do you use emotions to control your partner, your spouse, to get your own way? What is it that makes you what is it that makes you insecure about as far as sharing of your emotions is concerned? Do you tend to think a lot before you tell your closest partner as to what is it that is bothering you, or are you open? Are you just very open without the worry of criticism to be sharing your deepest secrets with your partner? So there is a lot of focus as we start the month over here. And also I think the moment and since this is happening in beginning of the year, it sort of has a trend for the entire year as well. And like I said, I think you just need to be looking at patterns as to how it is that you behave, how it is that you react. Where is the insecurity stemming from? A lot of questions that you need to be asking yourself. Sun is going to be, however, giving you a lot of confidence, self-belief, and you're going to be feeling quite upbeat and quite good about yourself. I think this is kind of a validation time also for you as far as your goals and your dreams and your desires are concerned. A lot of you could be sort of patting yourself on the back and saying, you know, what I set out to do, I'm pretty much onto the right path. So good job over there. Mercury will make you very communicative, and Mercury is going to make you express very clearly. That's your ruling planet, and you're going to be very effectively communicative. That is the right phrase for it. And you're not going to be mincing many words also, though try and not to sort of suffer from a foot and mouth disease this month as well. Try and be a little gentle, though transparent and direct. Try not to go about in a round and round manner where the other person just does not get the point as to what it is that you are trying to say. Gemini, this month also, or rather this trend for this entire year, the gist of it is transparency, how it is that you deal with people. I think it's of utmost criticality that in order to try to be this nice person, or not wanting to say the truth often could get you disliked. So watch out for that tendency, and I would say that without hurting the other's feelings, try to say the truth as much as you can without packaging it. Pluto, the planet of transformation, also speaks about seeing things the way that they are. So things that really bother you in an intimate way. Traditionally, this house is also known as the house of sex, death, and taxes. Of course, death not in the literal physical sense, but death of patterns, thoughts, behaviors, how it is that we react to situations, circumstances when really under pressure. So this is a time where all this would be coming up more on the surface. Venus is going to be coming and joining in the planetary party, and Venus, as you all know, she's a goddess of love, beauty, sex, and also money. So I would say more wealth to be shared. If there is a joint venture that you're in, if you're in a partnership, I think there will be enough and more for everybody to be shared. And be fair again, sort of don't try to feel shortchanged and say that, I was the one who put in a lot of work. or on the other hand, don't feel undermined that the other person is not giving you your due share. um, I think Venus also allows you to manifest things far more quickly. So you will be able to attract the wealth, the goodness that you seek. You will be able to intend and manifest far more faster as the year begins. So use it for good use, I think, rather than worrying about who deserves how much and how much of it needs to be given to whom. Focus on manifestation, focus on attracting things that you want for yourself, things that benefit you. Mars will be coming along and activating a part of your chart that has to do with people, interacting with people, long distance travel. You will be networking quite aggressively as well, starting off this month, Geminians. There is also an enhanced desire to be traveling to foreign countries, and there is some amount of a travel that's indicated, especially for those of you whose sun, moon, and ascendant is there in Gemini as well. And I think travel is something which will sort of not just expand your mind, but I think it'll bring about quieten the restlessness to quite an extent. So that's a good thing. And Mars being the planet of action and aggression, since that is there in this part of your chart, you will take action. You will not just be thinking about it and saying, okay, fine, I'll travel this time, or I'll do it that time, or I'll the networking and socializing piece of it. This is the time where you will actually, besides just making the plans, you will go out and you will travel. Mars will ensure that you travel. Now Saturn has been in your 6th house since October 2012, and it carries on being there for the next 2.5 years, and she's going to be ensuring that you learn your lessons as far as organizing yourself is concerned, as far as your health is concerned, as far as procrastination is concerned. And Saturn is a feminine energy, despite having the characteristics of responsibility, duty, seriousness. One assumes that it would be a daddy planet, but Saturn is very much a feminine energy. She's a mommy planet, so to speak. So Saturn is going to be sitting at the back, and she's going to be watching you and giving you those gentle raps now and then, and telling you that to redo things, to relook at things, redo, revise, and retweak your plans and your strategies for life that you have, and especially in this area of life. That's your 6th house. And 6th house is really, it's quite a mild house. It has to do with your day-to-day chores. It has to do with things that need to be maybe fixed around the house. It has to do with your health. It has to do with your diet. It has to do with your fitness. It has to do with, I think, also a lot of things that have sort of, just been lying around the house or just need to be done. Your to-do list for the last 10 years. This is the time where you'll be sort of sitting and ticking it off. Also, things that have been bothering you, or they have been nagging you and have not got fixed as yet, especially your health. I think this is a time where Saturn is there, that it could either get aggravated, or it is a time where you will be forced to take action, because Saturn is a planet of action. She's not a planet of contemplation and of planning or thinking. When Saturn moves into a certain aspect of your chart, she's asking you to change. She's asking you to take a step forward and make an effort to move in that direction so that you can be a better person. So yes, I think the to-do list should start shrinking. The procrastination should end, and stuff around the house, get more organized, get things done on time. Whether it is just your pending insurances or general small stuff that needs to get fixed around the house. And a diet, I think, is quite even in 2012, the on and off, as in when the planet moved in and out of your chart, we spoke about the importance of exercising and planetary support, so on and so forth. But now for the next 2.5 years, and that's quite a while where Saturn is going to be there, it would be a good idea to be sort of taking stock of the kind of food that is going inside your body. It's a good time to be taking care of your mind and your body, Geminians. Nurture yourself, be good to your body, be a little cautious, I would say, be extra cautious of the food, the kind of food that you're treating your body to. Also, if you have not been exercising at all again and you think, I'm slim, I don't need to be doing anything about it. I think you need to be getting into some kind of a regime, some kind of a discipline. That is what Saturn will come and do. Remind you of the duties and the responsibilities and bring about some amount of seriousness to it. So good, nothing really bad over here. Neptune is going to be transiting your 10th house, and I think that's a phenomenal place, especially if you're on the artistic side. If you're a musician, you're a theater artist, you're an actor, or if you're a author, painter, it's a lovely place for Neptune to be, because Neptune is going to be lending all its inspiration, motivation. And even though Neptune really is a planet, it's a watery planet, and it has a watery quality like in the planet, and it has also a lot of dreamlike quality about it. So you may not be looking at things the way that they are. So it could be that some of you could be idolizing a job quite a bit. It may not be really serving its purpose. You may not be making as much as money that you want to, but you would be in this enthrall of the work that you're doing. It'll be, oh, I can't pay my bills, but this just feels so good. So do a reality check over there, Geminians. Take stock of that. Maybe you need to be picking up something else along with it, just for practical purposes. Also, don't get misled at this point of time as far as your work is concerned. So somebody who's been promising you and telling you that, oh, it's a great collaboration, come and let's do something over here. And besides the excitement piece of it, and you getting all planning and having all those visions of how big it is that you can make out of the project, do some ground check over there. So but like I said, yes, of course, Neptune, it's a highly inspirational and a very creative planet. So, and your 10th house is all about your work, it's about your career, it's about your accolades. So again, for people who are in the creative space, yes, it will do you well, but however, do keep your feet on the ground and your mind in the clouds. It's important. We have a very interesting Uranus and Pluto square that is happening this year, and that's happening on the May 21st and on the November 1st. Now, the last of it, similar of its kind, was there in the 60s, and that was a time when one saw a lot of your gay rights activists, freedom of expression. Your rock music really grew, and people were really coming out and saying things, telling things the way they were. And this seems to be more of the 2013 has that hint of a newer 60s. So while yes, it is going to be having its own unique challenges, but this is a time where and Uranus is the wild boy of astrology. He's somebody who's unpredictable, he's unconventional, he's rebellious, he's very independent, he's controversial, and he causes a lot of chaos wherever he goes. So your 10th house, of course, and of course it's combining with Pluto, that is the planet of transformation, of truth. So there could be a lot of unconventionality, suddenness around things that you may or may not want to know about. Now Uranus is there in your 11th house, which is all about long distance travel. It is about foreign collaboration. It is about pursuing higher education. And Pluto is there in your 8th house. That is the house of joint shared resources and intimate issues. And like I said, the square is forming between Uranus and Pluto, and it could cause some amount of a friction. So try to be a little careful about your collaborations with long distance partners, your foreign partners, and also try to be a little, like I said, change is the key over here as far as your 8th house is concerned. That is a house with intimate issues and your shared resources. Be transparent, and that is what Pluto is making you do. Pluto is asking you to transform and speak the truth. This aspect, though it will affect everybody, all the zodiac signs, it is going to be affecting the cardinal signs more. So I would say be prepared for a lot of change and a lot of transparency and truth, which really can't hurt one so badly, really. Only you need to be prepared to be giving others a fair share, not just financially, but also emotionally, as far as your closest partnerships are concerned. Overall, a great year, and a nice month. I would say a good start to a month, especially looking at the issues that need to get sorted on an intimate and on a financial piece of it, Gemini. It's setting a trend for the entire year. Of course, this year has its own challenges as well, but I think the evolvement that has happened over the last year, that is in 2012, this seems to be a far better year as far as understanding of the self and of the others is concerned. So have a great January. I'll see you again in Feb, and thank you so much for watching.